Okay, you want to give us a little clap? All right. Welcome to the Rolling Coynes Podcast. I'm Ross.
I'm Krystal.
And we are recapping our 21st week of Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
And this is episode number 13.
Number 13, 21 weeks. And I think based on the date, I'm just looking over at our calendar right now. I think this is like 5 months now.
Official. Oh, yeah.
You know, because like a month has a little bit more than 4 weeks in it. So we hit 5 months.
Whoop. That feels way too fast.
How so? Like it feels like it's been longer or vice versa?
No, it feels like it's been shorter.
Like you feel like you haven't done 5 months of jiu-jitsu?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just a wee baby.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 months in the grand scheme of things is a
nothing.
wee baby.
Yeah, but almost half a year.
Yeah, that is pretty wild to think about.
Because it feels like getting a year in of jiu-jitsu is like...
Yeah. Well, our first month was like nothing.
Yeah. One class a week.
Mm-hmm. I think it feels like 3 solid months. And it makes sense because we kind of graduated from the fundamentals class after about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. So here we are. 5 months in.
Yeah.
You think you could take down 5 months ago, Ross?
Absolutely. He is fucked. He's not having a good time.
No. Yeah, me either. I'd probably get elbowed in the face by 5 months ago. I would just spaz out on myself, but I think I could handle the spaz now.
Yeah. No, I have no chance against my current self.
Yeah. I love watching those videos of there's always videos of like, you know, the one that I saw was the biggest friend in the group says that jiu-jitsu doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then the smallest friend in the group is like, well, let me show you. And they're, probably been drinking, but they don't look like obliterated.
Sure.
And it's like the classic, I don't want to hurt you, friend, but I need to show you that jiu-jitsu works kind of situation.
Okay.
So they're in a living room. And
terrible place to do jiu-jitsu.
They're doing the wrestling stance, and the smaller guy does a collar drag, but like no-gi style. He snaps a kid, he's a young man, snaps his friend's head down. He trips and falls. He kind of wraps him up. They're stuck kind of next to the couch, and little guy just kind of quickly takes his back and just slowly starts working for a rear naked choke, and then he just slips it in and he gets him.
Yeah.
And the other guy is just, he stands up with him
on his back and bad idea.
Then he comes back down, and he finally gets his hooks in. And there's always too many, always one, but always way more than one person in the comments that's like, this wouldn't work in the real world. All the guy needed to do, the one that I saw was all he would have needed to do was just dive backwards when the guy was on his back, and he would have been done for. People just jumped on him in the comments, and they were like, yeah, but a trained practitioner would have known to just take his hooks off and jump off of him.
Yeah.
Not to mention, do you think you would feel safe diving backwards?
Yeah.
Onto someone else's body on concrete?
Very unnatural.
That's not.
Because if he moves, then
happen.
What do you do?
Yeah, you knock yourself out.
That reminds me of when I was rolling with, my TENS unit's on, so it's zapping my back, and so if my voice sounds weird, that's what it is. Rolling with a taller friend in jiu-jitsu, he I got to his back and he started to stand up, and I was I freaked out. I was like, what is happening? So I just got off, and he's like, hey man, do not do that. And he's like, I was kind of just showing you. And he was like, I wanted you to experience what it is and see what happens when somebody does this, because if somebody is so inclined to stand up with you on their back, they completely expose their neck.
Yeah.
because they're going to get on hands and knees and then start getting up, and then you just sink their rear naked choke. He's like, and then once they're going out, you'll know, and you can just kind of like hop off.
You had to be prepared to hop off though, because you could get very, very hurt doing that.
Sure. But I thought it just reminded me of that, and thought it was, I was like, oh yeah, you don't want to get your hands away from your neck if somebody's got your back and trying to choke you.
Yeah.
And if you go on all fours,
you're screwed.
You're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, just a little thought that kind of came to my mind. I'm sure at some point I'll have a collection of memes, because I recently signed back up for Instagram so that I could, my first, reason that I used to convince myself to reactivate an old account that I had for posting like CrossFit stuff, workout stuff, was that I wanted to follow a group that hosts women's open gyms in the area. And I don't know if, I'm assuming, it's like community run thing, and it seems like their Facebook is less moderated than their Instagram, because I would see things like someone would share an Instagram post and I was like, oh, that's not on their Facebook. Yeah. And I want to be able to stay up to date when they schedule those. And then started seeing like maybe it was posts from a recent competition, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to see all that.
Yeah, be in on it.
That everybody's posting. So yeah, I'm getting a ton of jiu-jitsu memes, and I'm loving them.
Nice.
Trying not to just
you have a
like
brand
share
new algorithm.
Yeah, it's really nice. I've been saving a lot of stuff, so we might have like my favorites at the end of every week once I get better at compiling them, and we can figure out the picture.
Yeah, how to get it off the computer or off the phone onto the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be fun, because last week was really fun reviewing your rolls, and then like seeing it edited was cool.
Yeah, the girl that I went up against last, I think it happened after we had our episode, but she posted the 2 matches that she won to her Instagram, like in her feed, and then had made comments about, how it went, what she did. And then understandable, she didn't post the one where she lost, but she did put it in her stories, and she like did commentary over it. And then she sent it to me, and she was like, here, if you want this, here's the video.
That would have been kind of cool to look at today.
Well, I mean, it's her.
Yeah.
I don't want to like share her.
Why not?
Just because I don't have her permission to do that. But it was just her personal commentary on like where she.
I was gonna say she posted it to Instagram. So.
Yeah, where she went wrong, or what she should have done or didn't do or whatever. I don't know where I was going with that, but just that Instagram made that.
You got possible. To see that, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
A different perspective than just your own.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, though. There was something specific.
Oh.
I'm tired.
Yeah, we're both very tired. This might be a little bit of a shorter episode.
Yeah.
How was your week coming back after the competition?
It was a pretty average week. Because we filmed the night after, right?
Yeah. Saturday night.
Okay. So body wise, I actually got out of all of that pretty unscathed. My ear, I still have like a little, it doesn't feel like it's something where I could go to a doctor and be like, please drain this for me. But there is like a pretty gnarly bruise, and I've had some issue already with this ear. So now I know, gotta be careful with it, but the ear's pretty tender still. It's starting to get better. And then, I don't know, like a little bit of soreness here and there. My neck was kind of sore from the girl that tried to like cross collar me. It was like more so like a burn from just like my gi, like the tension of trying to pull away from her.
Yeah.
But my body felt pretty good. So I went in Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings. Yeah. and then took Friday. Today's Saturday, and then I'm taking tomorrow off. So taking 3 days off in a row, which I haven't done in a very long time. And I'm like already kind of itching. But our boys are sick. They got a cold, passed it on to me. I don't feel too bad, but figured now's the time to take some rest.
Yeah.
Going back to the gym after winning for a very shy person was very like fun and uncomfortable because people were like, oh, congratulatory, as I would be to them too.
Yeah.
And like being able to kind of go back and like recount what happened with people and just like give them updates. I think it's beneficial for me because I'm reinforcing my learnings every time I talk about it.
Anything stand out of those learnings?
I mean, I think it's just like just more repetition, just getting better at like getting my body to do the things that I have learned faster. And then there's like a confidence where I like had like a little bit of like a taste of, oh, this is what it feels like to allow your body to move like it can move. I don't think that I fully got to express that in those matches because the first one was like panic survival. The second one was kind of distracted, but still, I mean, scored a ton of points. So I think it was a more dominant showing, but I didn't feel like I did like super impressive jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then the third one, it was kind of like, okay, this is what happens when like you have a plan and you turn it up a notch. I think, yeah, just another thing that I saw on Instagram was someone talking about like letting the dog out.
Yeah.
It's like being comfortable with like taking up space, right? Being not more aggressive necessarily because like I don't feel like I have the skills to back aggression, but just like being comfortable trying things, doing things, especially with people who I can move with.
Would the term like imposing yourself?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit. Because like there are other women at the gym where like they're better than me for sure. They're bigger than me, so like I do really struggle. But I have had a couple of moments where I'm like, oh no, I can do some stuff. I can move around a little bit more than I am right now.
Yeah.
I notice that especially with like guard passing. I'm like, I don't have to be super timid guard passing. Like I can go, like just go for it. Like what's the worst that's going to happen? Like hopefully you don't knee someone in the face. That's kind of my fear right now. Yeah, that. And then the mental battle that I've gone through in the last week is I'm sure that people who lost have like this very natural drive to do better, get better. Like it just feels like so simple, You lost.
It's straightforward.
Yeah, you lost.
One
you
way to
work
go.
hard, you get better. And then I go in not feeling super confident in my jiu-jitsu, and I win 3 matches. And the mind game of that is different because there's a part of me, like the insecure part of me is like, did you actually deserve that or did you just get lucky? There's a little bit of that. There's also a little bit of like, you probably won because you had a major strength advantage, which I know that I am strong, so that's a possibility. And then there is everyone else lost, so they might work harder than you. And if you want to go do this again, you have to get so much better to be able to prove that what you had last time was deserved. And that makes me really nervous. But it's a motivator nonetheless. So that's where I'm at. I just want to go and I want to get better.
Because the likelihood of you rolling against these girls again
It's very high
it's
for the
pretty
next
high,
2
right?
years until I turn 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, what were the ages of the other girls? 31?
Well, the division, they lump together Masters 1 and 2, and it's by the like IBJJF rules. So 30 to 39, and I'm 38. So, and I think the oldest woman aside from me was 35. So it was like 30, 31, 33, 34, 34, 35, 38. It's just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
you know, they have youth on their side. So also that I don't know. I don't feel old.
Yeah.
What?
I was just going to, I didn't want to be mean, but you looked youthful. You didn't look like you were the oldest person there.
Okay, that's good.
There were other competitors.
I thought you were going to say something like you look pretty tired when you were done.
No, it was wild. I was like, wait, she's 30 what?
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like my body is my body's hanging in there for 38. And really like being in this division with 30 sums is awesome because there's more people to compete against.
Yeah.
I think I would rather have harder matchups but a full bracket than be like me and one or two other
one other person
plus.
you go twice with the same person.
Yeah.
Best out of 3.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I went into this week just going to learn. Like I really like want to learn, retain. I think the struggle for the next few months is going to be like finding the balance between the stuff that will help immediately, like escaping side control, like the things that will help the roles that I get in class versus the things that will help compete or, you know, be a better competitor. So I don't know. I think like people say, like go into each week with a goal or even each class with kind of something in mind. I've just been trying to be a very good student during drilling this week. And I try to take 2 classes with each instructor each week, like minimum. And I wasn't able to get a second one with our morning coach just because I tried to do a really quick turn and
it didn't work out.
But I do really like that balance because I think it's like enough drilling with Coach A and enough coaching with Coach B to get some variety, but they're still coaching from the same curriculum. So like this week was armbar week. So we got a bunch of different varieties of arm bars. And I don't know that I'll be able to like pull one out of my pocket right away.
Implement it right away.
But I understand the essence and fundamentals of an arm bar better now from doing so many different versions.
Yeah.
And then just kind of out of the blue, we did some spider guard and X guard. And I was like, ooh, I like this. So I think that that's kind of another goal is to do more like seated guard play. So I just feel a little bit more like sturdy. And I think being able to use my legs and their flexibility will be helpful.
I really want you to get good at spider guard so that the nickname Black Widow sticks.
Yeah. Spider guard is when you put your feet on the inside of their arms and you grab their hands.
The biceps, yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can practice. I don't know anyone else that plays spider guard at the gym. Someone mentioned Tyler does.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him.
Yeah. One of the first weeks of like main class that we started going to, we had a spider guard night with Professor.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned like a sweep and it was super fun.
Okay.
And then like I tried to like do it a couple times and I was like, oh man, I'm so far away from whatever it was he taught me.
I think you have to
taught us.
Sometimes, and I assume like in these early stages, you have to just pick something and just like work at it for a while. And then later you'll figure out like if it does or doesn't work for you.
I think figure out why it's not working.
Yeah, very quickly people are going to learn like, oh, I'm not a triangle person because my legs are really short. But in theory, when I think about that, I'm like, any type of guard play should work well for me because I have long legs. So like playing guard is well suited to my body type. So
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, try it out. That was my week. How was your week, honey?
It was way different.
Oh, way different. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I came off of your wins. So excited to go to class and like partake and learn.
Yeah.
You know? And like partly it's because like now I'm feeling the pressure. I'm like, oh man, Krystal won. Now I gotta win. You know, like I can't come in there half cocked in July. But Monday morning, I usually go to Monday night class, and Monday morning was the first day you started commuting back to work. So I think there was a little bit of stress involved.
Oh my gosh.
You know, just kind of like managing a new schedule. And dropped off our eldest at his farm school. And
which is just an outdoor preschool.
And then like ran some errands with our youngest, like went to Costco, got home, unloaded, loaded the car back up with our youngest to go pick up our son. And I could already feel my back like tightening up a little bit. And when we got there, I pick up our son. He likes to play with his friends for a little bit after school. And he was like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. So we left our youngest with one of our friends when they were all playing because he was just hanging out. And while our oldest was in the bathroom, I just sat down on one of the kiddie chairs. I was like, oh, that looks nice. I'm just going to sit down. And then when I was sitting down, I was like, oh, maybe I'll stretch out my back a little bit. And I hiked my right foot onto my left knee in like a figure 4 pose and like started bending forward or kind of like pulling my knee up, which is like the stretch I was taught.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, my right hip is like way tight. Like I was like, it's not even like, it feels like one chunk of meat and doesn't want to move, you know? And he comes out of the bathroom and I go to put my foot back down on the ground and I can't get it off my knee. I was like, oh no. Shit. And like it hurt. And I was like, kind of like muscled through it. I was like, ah, and like I got it down and like, uh-oh. And I like tried to like, I couldn't go forward to get up. And I was like, oh no, my back's tightening up. And like, I like had to like roll over to my side and kind of like help myself up. And it was like 10 steps away. I was like, oh, I'm having a full on back spasm. Like it's happening right now.
Ugh.
And it has been, that was Monday morning and it is now Saturday night. And I still have the TENS unit going. Yeah. So it's been a long week. It's not released. It's been very stubborn. Hasn't released like before. Like usually the protocol is like get on the telemed, get some muscle relaxers prescribed. Luckily I had some from the last time this happened.
You could like function until I got home that day.
Yeah, you kind of reached out and were like, how you doing? And I was like, well, actually my back went out this morning.
Yeah, and you're lucky because you had put our son down for his nap.
Yeah.
The older one's pretty self-sufficient, and I was able to leave work early.
Yeah.
I think I got home like right when the youngest was waking up from his nap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so like the protocol for me is like muscle relaxers, walking. You got to walk as much as possible. And luckily we have a good treadmill in the garage. And so I can like hobble my way out there and do at least 40 minutes in a shot. Sleeping with a heating pad underneath my back. And then the TENS unit has been like
really nice.
So good.
And then Epsom salt baths. Dragon Balm,
which is like a THC infused
CBD balm.
CBD, like what's Tiger Balm? What is it that's like makes it menthol?
That's like it's like herbs and menthol.
Yeah. So it's like that, but with THC and CBD in it. Which I did last night, like a really good, because we bought a new stick and it like my back felt great this morning. So I'm doing that again tonight.
Did you say you slept really hard last night too?
I did.
Yeah.
I slept really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I'm on it, usually in like 3 days it'll release, and then it's just like a couple of days of tenderness, because like the muscles from the contraction will be sore afterward.
Yeah, which makes sense. And you can work through that. That's fine.
But I'll usually have like mobility back and it doesn't pinch as much.
Mm-hmm.
But right now it's like still very pinchy. One thing that's been interesting about this episode is like I've been kind of hunting down muscle tightness with the TENS unit. And I'd never felt this before or even like paid attention. But this time with the TENS unit, like it makes your muscles contract and then inevitably relax. Like that's kind of like what it does. And it'll either come on kind of like soft and like gradual, or it like shocks and like pulses. And I was telling you, my butt muscle the other night, I felt like immense relief because it got my butt muscle to fire independently. And I felt the muscles almost like separate and start firing independently. I was like, oh, thank God, finally.
Yeah.
And I know from my research that like your lower back doesn't get tight, technically. It's not like it gets tight. It takes the brunt of everything, but it's the muscles below, like down chain or up chain. So it's either like your legs, like hamstring or butt.
Well, I mean, like that is the pivot point for your entire body. Like the main pivot point for your entire body is a hip hinge. So yeah.
So it's either going to be your butt or your hamstrings or your quads, or it's going to be your mid back somewhere. And I started thinking about it because, you know, like we started putting pieces together, and it was like, oh, I ran 3.5 miles 3 times in 8 days, which is an insane amount of running for me because I don't run.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was just...
How long did you... Yeah, you did a couch to 5K in a month.
In a month. I took a month to train for 3.1 miles.
Yeah.
And I just up and decided to take my son on a bike ride, pushing his little brother in a stroller with our...
And maybe you broke it up into 2 pieces, but even still, yeah, you know? The miles are there. The strain on the body is there. Your heart maybe took it easier, but who cares? I
went Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, and ran 3.5 miles each day. So that's what did it.
It wasn't jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because you were nervous about joining jiu-jitsu.
For this very reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, it's been about 4 months since my last whatever. And then we eased in, and we've been doing jiu-jitsu for about 5 months.
5 months.
You said it's been about a year since
It's been about a year since the last episode.
So, I mean, it makes sense. Jiu-jitsu, they're moving in 3D.
Yeah.
So as long as you're not like doing something really crazy, it could be, I would say, more beneficial than detrimental because you're moving your body in a way that it actually is supposed to move.
Well, yes, right. Like for whatever reason, I don't know how to explain it in terms of jiu-jitsu, but jiu-jitsu was not making my body flare up.
Yeah.
And like I was even like cocky on Saturday, I think Saturday or Sunday, where I was like lifting my knee up and I was like, hey guys, look, I can put my socks on without groaning. Like I was.
Oh
like
yeah. I remember that.
Like in the bedroom because I felt great.
Yeah.
But one thing that I started kind of like thinking about, knowing that the soreness or the tightness is coming from up or down chain. And I got my glutes to start to release. And I remembered that like the entire like week and a half to 2 weeks before this happened, I had like a pinch in between my right shoulder blade. And like my shoulder blades and like my ribs are almost always like sore and kind of like tight from getting smashed in side control. And so I was like, I wonder what'll happen. And I started putting the TENS unit in between my shoulder blades for one like cycle and then on my pecs for the other cycle. And it was like my right side was just so tight and it started loosening those up. So after like 2 days, it started loosening all that up. And now today on Saturday, I had the TENS unit like on my butt basically, and it wasn't doing anything. And I was like, I wonder if I could put it like up higher, because like up higher is starting to kind of feel tight. And I put it like right underneath my rib cage, and now I've found a new like knot, like nest of knots essentially in my back. And so I've just been, like I was telling you earlier, I've just been like tension hunting with the TENS unit all around my body, and like fingers crossed that I'm actually working out a lot of tension over a longer period of time. And I'll be better for it on the other side, where I won't have just kind of like solved this one little local issue of tightness, where like I'm kind of taking like a bigger approach, because it's like I'm finding them. So
do you feel like you're able to like move without fear yet?
No. Unfortunately, I'm not making it to Monday class. I know that for sure right now.
Yeah. I only ask because I feel like you won't be fully done with the journey of hunting for tight spots probably until days after you feel like you're not moving in fear.
Yeah.
Simply because like I know from experience, like when you are like moving in fear, it's like a weird thing to say. It's the only phrase that comes to mind. Something's compensating.
Sure.
Right? Like, oh, my neck's hurt. So like, I know I don't want to like move my head to the left really hard because it's going to like tweak it. You doing that means that you're actually pulling to the right all the time.
Yeah.
By pulling to the right, something's shortening. So like you're going to continue to find little tight spots probably because your body isn't moving in a like natural, your movement patterns are probably not natural right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a little time. And
Yeah.
it's like, you're just kind of like hunting. Hopefully it gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that you're able to like get to a point where you can like walk with a normal gait, because I feel like stuff will start to like really loosen up when you're able to do that.
Today was kind of like, the whole week has been very exhausting, simply because you're living in a muscle cramp.
Yeah.
Essentially. And it just takes so much of your energy to kind of just like not like lay in the fetal position, I guess, like just that pain and just kind of like breathing through things all the time and like trying to keep moving.
Your muscles moving in a way they're not used to move. So they're getting more taxed, probably doing things where normally if you're standing with good posture, a lot of your muscles aren't actually turned on.
Yeah. And so that was one thing I was noticing. And I've noticed that before, where I'm just like at the end of the day, I'm like, I am just exhausted from just being like in pain. But one of the things that led me to believe that I'm on like the right path with like starting to like hunt for tension or in other places of my body is that I'd had that pinch in my shoulder blade. And after like a day and a half of putting the TENS up on my top half, I was like, oh man, like my neck feels like I need to crack it. And I had the loudest, most exaggerated like crack to the left. And I was just like,
and you don't crack your neck very often.
Not really.
No.
But it just felt like all of a sudden I could look to my right, like fully, and I could take a deep breath. I was like, oh, okay, we're on to something here,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been tough, but I'm hopeful on the tail end of all this, that so long as I don't just like decide to up and run 3.5 miles in one shot multiple times, that like I won't have really much to worry about.
Yeah.
As long as I'm just like more aware of my body, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll go back in for a couple classes, probably not roll, but just drill, and then you'll kind of feel it out. Take it a little easier I was saying this to you, but I'll say it again now just for the podcast. But I feel like even the warm-ups in jiu-jitsu can be like, like you need a warm-up for the warm-up. It can like the one time that I, aside from like falling incorrectly in like month 2 and like injuring or, just nagging joint AC pain that I was having for a little while, aside from that, The one other time that I've like felt like I've pulled something that actually like really hurt was during warm-ups where I was just doing like a reverse shrimp and a little too much friction on the ground, and like one part of my body went one way and the other part went the other way, and I just like pulled something in my neck shoulder area. And like that's what my tight area is, like everything kind of like above mid torso. And in that moment I was like, oh man, like I needed to be more lubricated to even do the warm up.
Yeah.
Like I should go for a 15-minute walk before each class, before even starting jogging in a circle.
Yeah.
Crazy to me to think that people were doing like our comp class without any sort of warm up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people our age.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that you're starting to feel better. It's always really hard. Just normal life outside of jiu-jitsu, even whenever this happens to you, it's very hard for me as spouse partner, because I struggle with like the not two opposite, they feel like opposite end of the spectrum emotions, where I had to start driving into the office this week. I was already stressed out about that. And then you had hurt yourself. And I was like, oh no, I don't need anything more on my plate right now. Like, here we go. Like, you thought you had to operate at 110% this week. You're going to have to be 130.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I ended up getting the cold that the boys have, because I'm just kind of like, oh. But then obviously the other side of the spectrum is like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad that you're hurt and this sucks. And I know mentally like what you're going through right now. Yeah. And the only way that I can kind of like deal with that is like, I feel like for me at least, like I need to just leave you to take care of you, because like I can't do that for you. Like, you know, your body, you know what you're going through. As much as I want to like coddle you and make you feel better, like the best thing for me to do in that situation is just like give you space and then just like take on what else I can take on, because that's what I can control. So
well, I felt very good this week.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been frustrated with you at all. So
yeah.
So whatever you're doing, it is good.
Yeah.
It's tough because it's even one of the like, oh no, what if this happens moments that we would talk about in anticipation of you going back to driving into the office. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, and what if you have a back spasm? Like what do we do then? And it's like,
turn around and come home.
Of course, the first week you go in, it's like, seriously?
Yeah, and I stay home the next day just because, you know, we had our car it was a rough week.
We had car problems. Like we tried to get the car serviced the week before you left.
And the ding-dongs didn't fix our spark plugs correctly.
Yeah, so that you would, like, so you had a working car to go into the office. And of course.
I think it was just a lesson in like, not letting go necessarily, but just like a reminder that like you can be on your A game and life's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be on your A game, because being on our A game made it that much more bearable. Like we got through it. Yeah. We're tired. Probably could have had a more fun weekend this weekend than we are going to, but we're just catching up on chores, and is what it is.
I think you could apply that to competing in jiu-jitsu, that philosophy
of like, absolutely.
It seems very applicable.
I mean, like think about the match that I had with the second girl, where she got her move that she tried on me on the girl that she went against first, and then she didn't get it on me, and then she got it on the girl that she went next up for the bronze medal. Yeah. So didn't get me. But also, like, imagine if you're the girl in the first match and like you had been working your butt off, and she comes in with like this
flying
like,
armbar.
Kind of, we'll call it a flying armbar. It was a pull guard armbar.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull you right into an armbar.
Yeah, and like you want to protect your arm and you're a little nervous and you tap early, but like I was stubborn. I was like, she doesn't have it.
Ain't got it.
Yeah. But that her competitor could have been on their A game and having like the best week of their jiu-jitsu life and got subbed in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
I think she was the person who got the fastest female sub. Yeah. So.
Well, hey, she can tip her hat to that.
Yeah, she got it.
She went for it. That's for sure.
I think that she was the only other person that was signed up when I first signed up.
Oh.
And so like I had clicked on her profile and I don't think that she had any wins yet. She had done 2 competitions and I'm pretty sure didn't have any wins. So I was like, good for her,
Nice.
Like she went from 0 match wins to 2, over the course of 3 competitions. So had a game plan.
Yeah. Stuck to it.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I got, honey.
That's been my game plan. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to say
Flying
that.
arm bars.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ease in, maybe get a couple of classes, 2 or 3 classes in this week.
Gosh, if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah.
the way I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
I thought today was like, maybe I didn't get to finish this thought, but today was somewhat frustrating because I woke up and I could like bend over and it didn't hurt getting out of bed. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Like finally, like we're getting to the end of this. And then like as the day went on, my back just like got tight, just below my ribs. I was like, okay, well, I'm not out of this yet.
Are you still taking a muscle relaxer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm about due. I didn't want to take it before we started recording, so I didn't want to like get all.
Do you get tired?
A little sometimes.
Yeah.
Like especially the evening ones, like I'm like, oh, I can just go to sleep.
Yeah.
It doesn't really affect me too much in the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee is already counteracting.
Well, and
that.
it's a muscle relaxer. It's not a narcotic. Yeah.
Yeah, they say that they can make you drowsy.
Maybe just because you are relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're not out of the woods yet, but we're getting there.
One person, maybe we can end on this, but a very nice guy at the gym was like, hey, just go tell Ross. And he came back from like double knee surgery or something and was out for a while. So he was like, just remember, tell him jiu-jitsu will be here. Don't rush it. You got a decade or more of doing this, so it'll be here if you have to take another week.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks.
So yeah, it's weird. I know we were kind of wrapping up, but taking this and then applying it to jiu-jitsu, like how this like recovery process and like bouncing back is going to go. Mm-hmm. It's very new to me. I don't know how it's going to go or how to really navigate it or what is appropriate or not.
Yeah.
But we're going to learn.
We're going to learn, and not moving isn't an option.
No.
So we're not going to just...
Oh, that was the other thing.
...be stagnant for the rest of our lives because we hurt our back every once in a while.
Yeah, and like I hope somebody can listen to this and maybe get a couple nuggets. Not like I know anything about it really, only anecdotally.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor.
But a lot of other people at the gym had mentioned that it's happened to them before, so it's not an uncommon thing. It's happened to me.
And so kind of like looking at all the different pieces, right? Now, more so than ever, I'm like, oh, I want to get back into single kettlebell weighted carries. And like I was taking Dusty out every morning and doing that, which is a mile, and switching hands whenever I got tired, which is apparently incredibly good for your core. And I was doing that up until the turkey trot 5K. Mm-hmm. And that's when I felt like the strongest.
And your core has never been your strongest body part.
No, I always had a weak core. And then taking that a step further, I keep talking about doing kettlebell works and sandbag work. And now I'm like, okay, after this, like I need to supplement that.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I'm really excited about adding in a little bit of fitness into my own routine too, just because if I could, I'd be in that gym every day of the week, but that's a lot of time away from the family. But going out into the garage after the boys go to bed.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's accessible.
Especially now that like we're getting into a new schedule. Like we were hitting it hard because you were working from home and we could just.
And my work wasn't busy at the time. And now I'm added to 3 new projects. And, you know.
So if we have to scale back our in the gym jiu-jitsu days, doesn't mean we can't move that day.
Yeah.
And we can go out in the garage and get my kettlebell working and my sandbag working. So
yeah,
I'm kind of like excited for that in a way.
Same.
So even if we don't get to go in the gym as often, now we get to do fitness.
Yeah. Look good, feel good.
That's right.
Okay.
Well,
I love you.
Love you too, honey. And don't forget. I need to get a better recording of that.